Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi there. Here I'm going to share about our group project. Our topic is characteristic of sleeping habits among students of UiTM Tapah. I'll then present my members of my group. We have Alia Qistina, Syifa Darwisyah, Fadlhlin Sakina, Fatin Nurjeha, and me myself Husna. Next, we will take a closer look at our study background. As is common knowledge, sleep is essential for healthy immune, mental and physical functioning so that we can function normally the following day. By getting quality sleep, students can improve their learning memory and brain health. Due to academic commitments, many university students experience sleep deprivation. On the other hand, a regular sleep pattern is crucial for striking a balance between workload and health. According to research, students typically get between 5 and 7 hours of sleep during the working day, and sometimes some students also got even less than that.
Our objective is to investigate the characteristics of sleeping habits among students in UiTM Tapah. The population that we propose this survey is to all the students who are currently studying in University Technology Mara Campus Tapah, with a total of 48 students in Tapah by various faculties, as you can see, who submitted their response, became our sample for the study. The sampling method that we use is the stratified method. Some may ask, what is stratified sampling method? Stratified sampling method involves a process of partitioning the population into mutually exclusive groups called strata. Elements within a strata should be as homogeneous, that means as similar as possible, but the strata themselves should be as heterogeneous, diverse as possible, that means not similar as possible. And here is how we did it. Our group, as the researchers, divided the subjects that is the population into subgroups called strata. Example, we divided by faculty. We have faculty of applied science, we have a faculty of accounts, and we have faculty of science and computer. But must be from the same university, that is UiTM Tapah, based on their characteristic. And the characteristics shall not all be the same, as that is why we conducted this survey, to know who gets better quality sleep with their own habits. And then we take the samples from each stratum to read our data truly. The students from UiTM Tapah answered the question according to their own characteristics and thoughts. That means they willingly answered the questions. Okay, why we use this method? That is because the advantages that we get by using this method is every element in each strata has an equal chance of being selected. That means we do not have the favoritism of picking who did the survey, who did not. We get more clear data. Also, the sample is more likely to reflect the population compared to SRS.
The next slide is about data collection method. How do we want to collect data? We refer to the primary data because the way that we apply to get the data in our survey. And by using primary data, we decide to use the direct questionnaire method. So this questionnaire, we create in Google form and we just spread in a group WhatsApp and group Telegram because we think this is the most straightforward way for us to get the data from students in UiTM Tapah. So that is the method we use to collect our data. So now let's move to the next slide, is the description of variable. So we have a 7 question. For the question number 1 is about faculty because we want to know they come from which faculty. And the type of variable is qualitative. The scale of measurement is nominal. For the question number 2, the type is quantitative because we ask about amount of sleep students usually get. And the scale of measurement is interval. For the question number 3 until 7, the type of variable is qualitative and the scale of measurement is interval. So that's all about description of variables. So now we move to the next slide, which is about faculty, and this consists of 3 faculty, which is from Faculty of Accountancy, Faculty of Applied Science, and Faculty College of Computing and Media. So from Faculty Accountancy, we got 31 respondents, which is 64.58%. And from Faculty Apply, Science, we got 12 respondents, which is 25%. And the last one, we got 5 respondents from College of Computing and Media, which is 10.42%.
The first question asks about the amount of sleep students get based on a daily average. Based on the graph, we can see that the percentage of students who have 5 to 7 hours of sleep is the highest. According to the students' responses, 34% of students sleep from between 5 and 7 hours per night, 10% of students only receive less than 5 hours of sleep, and 4% get more than 7. This demonstrates that despite being students still receive a decent amount of rest. The next question asks about the usual bedtimes of students. As you can see, the majority of students often go to bed at 12 a.m. According to statistics derived from the data, 39.6% of students sleep at 12 a.m., making up the vast majority. The next majority of students, 31.3% of them, turn in for the night at around 1 a.m., while 16.7% sleep at 11 p.m., 8.3% of students sleep at other times, and 4.2% sleep around 10 p.m. It commonly reveals that many students get into bed at a late hour since the majority of them must remain up all night to do academic assignments. In contrast to the previous question, the third question asks about the times students usually wake up. Displayed here is that the majority of students, 52.1%, wake up around 6 a.m., followed by 22.9% of those who wakes up at 7 a.m., 14.6% of those at 5 a.m., and 10.4% of those who are up at other times. This is due to the fact that many students get up around 6 a.m. to perform the subuh prayers and get ready for class.
Okay, next we go through to the next question. The question is, do students get enough time to rest or not? So from here, we can see 18 students get enough, while 30 students are not. The percentage of students who get adequate sleep or not is shown in the graph, which is 62.5% of students did not get enough sleep. According to the research, 37.5% of students get a sufficient amount of rest. This demonstrates that despite getting enough sleep, the students do not receive sufficient rest. The question is, do students sleep with the lights on or off? Okay, so from the table, we can see that most of students are prefer to sleep with the lights off. And the graph also shows that 100% of the students sleep with the lights off. It is proven that sleeping with the lights off gives them a good quality of deep sleep after a tiring day. Lastly, the best sleeping position for each student. From the table, we can see that 13 students are asleep in stomach position, 14 students in back position, 18 students in side position, and 3 students in fetal position. Okay, it shows that most of students prefer sleeping from the side according to the chart, with the percentage being 37.5%. The next most preferred sleeping position is the back position with 29.2%. 27.1% of students prefer sleeping in the stomach position. Compared to the other positions with a higher percentage, only 6.3% of the students prefer sleeping in the fetal position. The way to sleep facing the side is the most because it is one of comfortable ways to sleep and according to the sunnah of the Prophet.
All in all, the research reveals that most students don't get enough sleep, despite the recommended amount of sleep adults should get. Most students sleep at 12 a.m., which is a reasonable time for sleep. To improve sleep, students sleep with lights off and prefer side, back, and stomach positions. To ensure proper sleep, students should manage their time, create a schedule, and avoid electronic devices before bedtime. As you all know, blue light from electronic devices reduces melatonin production, which controls the sleep-wake cycle. And that's all from us. Thank you.